suggests today is gonna be another wig review from WowAfrican. She is right there, right behind me, being modeled by the iconic, the illustrious Shakwafala Sharifa Halifa Jackson III. The first thing that I see when I come home is this bad boy on my doorstep, so I'm excited because I love getting things in the mail. Now, when it comes to wearing wigs, shut up, phone. When it comes to wearing wigs and having them, when I wear wigs and I want them to be comfortable, I usually just use the adjustable straps that are in the back of my wig. Sorry, girl. You got to go out like that. Because all the wigs that I get are glueless lace caps because I don't have glue. I did buy some glue. Ooh, okay, story time. I first found out about lace fronts in general because I was on a natural hair journey. Like everybody back in like 2010, 2009, 2008, right? So the internet was like the haven for new naturals back then because there was all this information, and you got people like me who've been getting perms and relaxers since they were like 5, 6 years old and had no idea what their texture was like. That was my case. So when I went online and I read up about how, you know, our curls could just be popping and, you know, just big chop and cut it all off, girl, and say goodbye to the creamy crack. There was also, you know, this dilemma. Now people had to actually deal with their hair, and people had to actually go out and about and outside with their new hair. And how was they gonna do that when they didn't know what to do with it? So I, like a lot of other women, turned to wearing protective styles, ergo plopping this on my head because I can't style my hair very well, and also I don't like to style my hair very well. Like when I was little, I used to put up fights. Me and my mom used to get into fights because I didn't want to wash my hair. I didn't want to take a bath, but I didn't want to wash my hair. But then I grew up, and then I went to high school, and I wanted to look nice, but I still didn't know what to do with my hair. So what I wound up doing was frying and dyeing my hair, and all my hair fell out in clumps because I was either damaging it with over processing my relaxers and then dyeing, or, you know, wearing glue in tracks and then letting them fall out as they may across the hallways of Booker T. Washington High School, which, I mean, it was nothing special. Everybody saw a tumble weave every now and then. There was a track or two laying in the science room. Who cares? Anyway, I say all that to say, when I found out about going natural, I found out about healthy hair practices, I found Black Hair Media. And Black Hair Media had like the best forum when it came to lace fronts, lace frontals, how to make a wig look more natural. And I soaked all that information up like a sponge, and I saw these ladies and they were using glue, and they were using dabbling green glue, and they were gluing their lace fronts onto their heads for security so it would pop up. And this was amazing to me because I had no idea that that was something that you could even do. Of course, everybody knows they can do it now. Just watch SNL, everybody's got on lace wigs. Anyway, I say all that to say I do have glue, and I still prefer buying the glueless lace wigs because these bad boys, you can take them off at the end of the day. You don't have to worry about getting glue in your hairline. You don't have to worry about the glue flaking up because that does happen. And then even when you take off your wig and your scalp is clean from glue, you still have to worry about the glue in your lace. You can find out information about that on other videos, but for me, I don't know why I bought it, but I got it for a backup just in case something happens and I need to make sure my wig doesn't fly off. So that is an option for some, but I know there's other women out there who wouldn't dream of putting glue on their very expensive hair or their scalp, or, you know, or risk it getting onto their edges. So what I have seen people do is turn their wig inside out and glue on a band, so it's more secure and it fits more comfortably, because some people don't want to put all these combs in their hair. And there was a time in my life when I was wearing the Free Tress and the Sensational and all that stuff, and I still love those brands, but there was a time when I would put the combs in too much and I started getting bald spots where the combs were, girl. Now that's counterproductive. How are you gonna wear a protective style and lose your hair underneath? So I have this natural color Silky Straight Brazilian Virgin wig that I'm going to put on. I've already spent time and bleached the knots as best as possible. And I'm gonna attach this strap. Now the length that I got was 18 inches and it's super stretchy. So I'm probably not gonna use that much. So I'm just probably gonna cut it right here and I'm gonna get my Martha Stewart on and sew it on the insides, okay? That sounds like a plan. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and remove the superfluous lace. Superfluous?
Superfluous, unnecessary, especially through being more than enough.
So I was unfamiliar with this, so I utilize YouTube like I always do when I don't know what in the world I'm doing. And I came across Miss Jazzy the Classy's video. I want to shout out her and tell her thank you so much for gathering us all together. Because hunty, I had no idea. Have you ever done this to your wigs where you're like, wow, it doesn't really fit, so let me go ahead and adjust it and your adjustable strap is looking like this? Have you ever done that? Okay, I have myself and I didn't even realize that I didn't need to if I just sewn a band in. But anyway, that's how I was living my life before this band came into it. All right, so what I did was I watched her video and I followed her instructions. I'll put a link in my description box. But basically, I have this strap and I went from ear to ear and I pulled it really, really tight, cut it where I needed to, and then sewed it in. So, ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. She has a much more detailed explanation on her channel and she's much better talker than me. I also went ahead and I cut the lace. I'm not gonna go into too much detailing of the hairline because I had somebody in my comment description asked me what it looked like after I cut the lace and plopped it on my head. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. But again, here is the stretchy band. Isn't she lovely? So the purpose of this band is to make sure that the wig is as flat as possible on your head. And I know that a lot of you guys are out there like me that have a certain or a particular wig that you love, that you wear to death, that you wash, that you've dyed, that you've adjusted, that you've picked the hairline and it just looks, and it's customizable, and then what happens is the lace starts to stretch. So you can have your wigs repaired, but 9 times out of 10, when I love my lace front to death, I think that there's nothing that can be done, but there is. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna set the adjustable strap so that it matches the tension that that band is giving me right now. And that is flat on my head, and it's not going anywhere. I can get on stage and do some Beyonce twerks. So it is on, y'all, and that is as flat and as snug to my scalp as anything could possibly be, without having combs digging into my head or having that little adjustable strap in the back, like cutting off circulation to my cerebellum. So that now that my lace front is comfortable on my head, I can go into detail about how the hair feels and how the hair looks. Of course, it's very silky. It's Brazilian silky. It's virgin hair, which means you can color it. It's a natural color, so it's not quite black. It's kind of got a little brownish hue to it, and it's got like very, very subtle highlights throughout the hair. And this is what it looks like without any kind of curl or styling to it at all. I'm not really gonna do too much to the hair. I'm not gonna put anything more than just a little slight bump into it, but I just wanted to show you before I did anything what the wig looked like, because after I bleached the knots, I just simply washed it and I didn't even put conditioner in it, and this is just how it air dried. I air dried it outside, y'all, in my backyard. Thank God nobody saw her. I let her air dry, and then this is the texture of the hair. Still very silky, still very straight. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bump, and then I'm going to show you the final product. Okay, so I went ahead and added some curls, and I've used my little Revlon rinky-dink 1.5 inch barrel curling iron I got from Walmart a billion years ago, and it's outlasted all my other curling irons. That's why I still have it and still use it. And I added a little bump to the end. Nothing special, but just enough so that it looks like I tried to do something to it. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions for me about the hair that I'm wearing, ask me in the comment section below, and I'll put the link and more information about the hair in the description box, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.